Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming! Let the World Tournament commence!
Tournaments in Dragon Ball have been a staple in Dragon Ball games for a while, but recently it doesn't seem like that has been the case. Today I wanted to talk about what happened to World Tournaments in Dragon Ball games. If you all remember, back in the days of Raging Blast 2, Raging Blast, even the Budokais, 1 through 3, as well as Ultimate Tenkaichi, there was always a tournament mode in those games. Now, tournament mode consisted of you picking a character and, having, let's just say, I don't know the exact number, but let's just say like 20 other, maybe less than that, other competitors against you. You fight in the tournament arena, of course, and the interesting part about this was that there was ring outs incorporated. If you were slammed hard enough or hit with an attack at low health, or hit downwards close to the ground by the grass, you probably would get rung out of the game or rung out of the match. This was a thing that a lot of people were interested in Dragon Ball games. The tournament modes were a huge factor for everyone playing the game, and I can say it's not a hot take to believe that these were some of the best matches in the games besides like online playing with your homies. Tournament mode was just something crazy, and a lot of people loved it. It was a main aspect of the games that we expected going into Dragon Ball games. I, for one, just loved, getting into a tournament mode and just ringing people out. It was fun. It felt just like how a tournament should in Dragon Ball. Having all the characters at your disposal, doing what-if matches and battles, whatever, and just being able to do the ring-outs. Now, the tradition stayed, like I said, through Budokai 1 through 3, through Ultimate Tenkaichi, through the Raging Blast 1 and 2. The tradition stayed the same with the tournament modes. They didn't really change much. I'm not remembering if Burst Limit had a tournament mode either, but it could have, or even some of the older games for sure. But it's a lot different from how it was before. Those kind of pioneered the tournament mode. Nowadays, we have tournaments in a different format. And no, I'm not talking about, tournaments like the Fighter Z tournament or tournaments that consist of, gamers just battling it out and showing their skill. Those are a different type of tournament, but it's not exactly what we're talking about here today. We're talking about just main form tournaments, that you can do offline and online, even, by yourself and having other people included too. The tournaments are different nowadays. If you take a look at, something like Xenoverse, the tournament mode in that game is way different than how it used to be. Instead of having like a layout where you can see every single player in the tournament, Xenoverse just has a function where it's like, hey, you just go into like this 1v1 lobby and you fight and you get some, BP or whatever it is. It's not TP, I think it's BP, for the tournament. And that's all. That's your proof that you entered the tournament and you fought and, you beat players. As opposed to, having like the huge layout on the screen, the display of like the arena or whatever, or like the tournament symbol, having all the characters around it, and seeing who beat who and whatnot. You can't, that's not there anymore. They kind of got rid of that. As well as like, I want to say, other games like Kakarot now. Kakarot has introduced a different type of tournament mode. It's similar to how it used to be back in like, the Budokai Raging Blast days. It's centered around ground battle though, which is a little bit different from how it used to be, but it's still a little bit closer than something like Xenoverse for sure. The Kakarot tournaments also include ring out, but it takes a little bit more to get a ring out in that game. For example, just getting the health low, but even then, if you get the health low, it doesn't always happen. You kind of have to just press your opponent over and over and over and over and over until you finally just get that ring out on the screen. But yeah, as I said, like something like Xenoverse is just going from what we used to have into what we have now. It's just crazy to see them make the change they did. Now, you could argue that for Xenoverse, the game was formatted differently, with like CACs and whatnot. so they didn't want to go the same route. But even then, you know, you would think that if you have like, you know, CACs or custom created characters, wouldn't it be cool to just go into a tournament mode with like other people that have CACs and whatnot and seeing who's like Kaka's the strongest? I feel like that'd just be cool, as opposed to it just being a 1v1 lobby and seeing who has the most BP in like a roster. Being able to just be in the actual tournament is just way better, and there should be like rewards for it, you know, like first, second, third, as it always has been, just that have rewards. Now, we could go into why they have made these changes and why they decided to go this route, and the answer is I really couldn't tell you. I don't know why they decided to do this. Being that the tournaments, they had a format in all the old games, the previous games, they had a format for them, and they were all, you know, it was a pretty simple concept, I think. It didn't seem too extreme or anything for the devs. If they wanted to rehash it, they could easily do it. Like, they could easily bring back tournaments how they used to be. As why they haven't done that, I don't know. Maybe they're saving it for a future game, which brings me into the next point, which is Budokai. Budokai's tournaments, you know, they followed the old format that we have been talking about in this video. And so with the upcoming release of the new Budokai game, Budokai 4, or albeit whatever it is, it should have the tournaments back for the first time in a while. So if, you know, this new Budokai includes everything that should make it a Budokai game, it would include a tournament mode. And like I just said, that would be the first time in a while that we have actually gotten a tournament in the Dragon Ball games. I want to say, I don't know what the last tournament was that had the old formats. I want to say it was Ultimate Tenkaichi. I could be wrong. I want to say it's Ultimate Tenkaichi, but, you know, take that with a grain of salt. I might not be correct on that. But if I am correct, Ultimate Tenkaichi came out in 2011. So 2011, I mean, it's literally been about 12 years, going on 13. So 13 years later, we get, you know, Budokai 4 with this old integrated tournament style, which is, you know, a little bit long considering, like, I don't know, it's been a while. I don't know why we haven't got a taste of this in a long time. Granted, like I said before too, Kakarot did rehash this and made it, you know, kind of feel like the old stuff, but it's ground battles. You can't fly. It's centered on the ground, and it's also just Dragon Ball characters, and you can only play as Goku. Albeit you can play as Tien, but that's just very briefly, and it's not exactly in the tournament. Well, it is in the tournament, but only against Mercenary Tao. So yeah. I think that in the future, going down the road, tournaments could be reintroduced in games as a way to keep them, you know, fresh. And the players, I don't think I speak for all players here, but I think I speak for a decent portion of them when I say, you know, tournaments, it was a big deal for us in those games. We want them back. Bandai, Toei, I know you'll probably never see this video. Shueisha, I don't know who's in charge of all the games, but please give us tournament modes again and the way they used to be, so we can just brawl out with our friends, have spectators in the matches, and just see awesome fights and just see who's the strongest or whatever, and actually give us some type of reward for fighting. I think that it would be cool if, like, you know, creators could make their own custom tournaments and set rewards in the game. So it's like, hey, first place gets this, second place gets this, third place gets this, and they could all, you know, they could set the prizes that they want to give away, and that'd be cool to hold like actual tournaments that way. Something I just want to see. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about tournaments down below. What was your favorite tournament mode in a Dragon Ball game before? And do you want to see this come back? I just want to know, because I don't think I'm the only one who wants to see tournaments come back, but just let me know down below. Also, what was your favorite game in the past that included the tournament modes? I'm curious to know that as well. I know probably no one's going to say Ultimate Tenkaichi, but it is what it is. They at least had tournament mode, which is cool. I don't remember if they had ring outs as well, but I think they did. I have to go double check on that. But yeah. this video was kind of just me rambling. I kind of just wanted to, you know, make a video talking on some commentary. I kind of want to talk about some of the anime stuff soon. I know I mainly talk about just like the games and whatnot, but I have an interest in the anime, and I want to discuss some points that they could take for the anime itself. If you guys are interested in seeing me talk about, you know, the Dragon Ball anime or other anime shows or whatnot, get this video to 10 likes. And if we hit 10 likes, I'll consider making a video talking about the Dragon Ball Super anime next. I can't, you know, promise that if we don't hit 10 likes, I'll make it. If we hit 10 likes, I'll for sure make it within like a certain amount of time, like a week or so. We hit 10 likes within a week. But otherwise, I probably won't, you know, focus too hard on that. But yeah. Thank you guys for watching the video. Again, let me know what your favorite tournament mode was in whatever game, and take it easy.